Hello everyone, I Professor Harish from Department of Civil Engineering, Technocrats Institute of Technology, Excellence Bhopal. Dear students, we will learn about through a journey that cover different construction material that we are used today. In this course, we will talk about the properties of different materials with their applications and how the choice of ingredient in a specific combination of materials makes different. Okay, so before the start our lecture on next topic, first I want to introduce to you to with this subject. If we talk about this subject, I can say that we can say that all the building structures are composed of different types of material. These materials are either called as building materials or materials of construction. Building materials account for 50 to 80% of the total value of construction. Thus, it is important that they should available easily. Okay, so next I after it, building material provide a important role in construction of various projects like buildings, roads, bridges, tunnels, dams, etc. Building materials provide better structure strength, functional efficiency, and aesthetic appearance. There are various types of building materials, depends upon their types of properties, uses, and manufacturers. So our first building material is, we can say that, building stones and aggregates which are used for different types of construction: bricks, tiles, lime and cement, mortar and concrete, sand, timber, plywood, plastic, PVC materials, iron, steel, alloy, insulating materials, roof covering materials, and many more materials which are recently we are used in construction activities. Okay, students. So next, so now we will come to with our today's session. Today's topic is our first building material topic is stone. So here you can see that this is the our this lecture content is: first one is introduction of a stone, classification of a stone, quarrying of a stone, dressing of a stone, and after is uses of a stone. So stones. Now we will discuss about building stones. The stones are derived from rock earth crust. We can see that it does not have any definite shape and structure. In actual, these are the fragmented parts of the rock. These are mainly found by weathering of sedimentary rocks by sun rays, wind, and water. Stones are naturally occurring compact, solid, and massive material that make the crust of the earth. Stones are obtained from naturally occurring rocks by different of activities like blasting of rocks. The stones are obtained in the form of different blocks, okay, slabs and broken pieces. Shaping and dressing of stones are essential to use them as building construction material. Okay. Some example as here also mentioned that of stones is basalt, trap, chalk, granite, conker, limestone, marble, sandstone, and slate, etc. Okay, friends. Now come to our next is already we know that in our earth different types of structure are made by only stones like pyramid of Egypt, and most of important is Great Wall of China. Okay, in our India is the Jagannath Puri temple, Taj Mahal, Red Fort, Also in our Bhopal is a Bhojpur temple, also made by the different stones. Okay, so the greatest thing about the stone is that they are naturally and do not require to be manufactured. In our civil engineering, the basic building materials are stone, timber, and clay had been the most commonly construction used material right from the beginning of the civilization till the advent of the Portland cement and hence concrete in the early 19th century. Okay, so now come to the next topic is our classification of stones. After the stone definition, we will discuss about classification of stone. If we talk about the classification of stone, stones are classified in three categories. First one is geological, second one is physical, and next one is chemical. If we talk about the geological classification, they are also classified in three categories. First one is igneous, second one is sedimentary, and third one is metamorphic. If we talk about the physical classification, or and also we can say it a structural classification of stone or rock, they are in also three category. First one is stratified, second one is unstratified, and next one is foliated. Okay, if we talk about the chemical classification of rock or stone, is first one is classification is siliceous types of stone or rock, argillaceous types of rock, and calcareous types of rock. Okay, now if classified in detail, first one our classification is geological classification. So if we talk about geological classification, this classification of rock based on their origin and formation. On the basis of rocks are classified as igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Depends on geological formation of rocks. Stones are also classified as igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Okay, if we talk about igneous rocks, these are formed by cooling of molten lava. Structure of stone depending upon the rate of cooling of lava. This lava become hard on cooling and formed igneous rocks. These rocks are durable, hard, massive, and stronger than other stones. Okay, directly we can say that formed from the cooling and solidification of molten rock. Okay, so our next classification of geological rocks is sedimentary rock. Okay, if we talk about sedimentary rocks, these are formed by deposition of sediments due to action of air and water. Due to action of high speed wind and high heavy rain, igneous rocks are disintegrate and deposited in layer on the earth crust and formed sedimentary rocks. Once again we can say that formed from the accumulation, compaction, and cementinous of sediments. These sediments can be pieces of rocks, organic matter, and chemical participates. Okay, so next rock is metamorphic rocks. If we talk about metamorphic rock, these rocks are either the sedimentary rocks or the igneous rocks whose physical and chemical properties are changed due to action of high temperature and pressure. The different also example of metamorphic rocks is like dolomite, slate, marble, genesis are the metamorphic rocks. Okay, now dear come to the our next classification is physical classification or structural classification. If we talk about the physical classification, physical classification of rock, depends upon the physical classification of rocks are classified in three groups, namely stratified, unstratified, and foliated. If we talk about stratified rocks, these stones are derived from sedimentary rocks. Okay, these stones are found in layer one other one above the another. The example of stratified rocks is sandstone and limestone. Okay, if we talk about unstratified rock, these stones do not show any type of layer. Okay, so the example of unstratified rocks is like granite, marble, trap are the unstratified rocks. Okay, now come to the foliated rocks. If we talk about the foliated rocks, these rocks have a layered or banded appearance that is result of pressure and heat. Like example like genesis, synthesis, and slate. Okay, so next come to the our next classification is chemical classification of rocks. If we talk about chemical classification of rock is they are also categorized in three categories, in which first one is siliceous rocks, second one is argillaceous and calcareous. Siliceous rocks means content of silica product. If we talk about the argillaceous, content of clay on agri argillaceous content. Okay, and if we talk about the calcareous rocks, they composed primarily of calcium carbonate content. Okay, so dear, this was the classification of rock or stones. So dear, now we are moving towards its next topic is quarrying of stone. Quarrying of stone. Quarrying is the process of extracting stone and other material from the earth's surface. Here you can see this in this image. There the process are going of quarrying. Quarrying means separating rough blocks, like these stones are quarried from the bottom rock. Okay, quarrying are separating rough blocks of stone from rock formation by means of different process like blasting, machine quarrying using by channeling machine, and traditional method like wedging, heating, and digging, depending on the types of rock. Okay, so this was the quarrying of stone. After we will discussed about next is this is the quarrying stone methods of quarrying. But methods of quarrying is what there are different methods which are used for quarrying of stone. First one is blasting, machine quarrying, in which we are using channeling machine, wedging, heating, and digging. These are the different methods which are used for quarrying of stone. So here we can see that these are the different tools which is used for quarrying of stones. After the quarrying of stone, we will discuss about dressing of stone, because without dress stone you cannot use for construction activities. Okay, so dressing of stone is what after quarrying stones are to be dressed for finished surface. Stone dressing can be done easily just after quarrying. The stone blocks are cut and squared as per requirement with the help of dressing tools. Okay, dressing is the process for shaping, smoothing, and applying a specific finish to the rough quarried stone. Okay, like in this you can see this image for the with this process known as the dressing of stone. Okay, to prepare them for use in construction, because dressed you cannot use stones directly to the construction process. This process is crucial for the enhancing their appearance, ensuring structural integrity and making them suitable for various machinery requirement. Okay, so this is the dressing process. Okay, if we talk about the methods of dressing, so there are the various methods or various stages of various surfaces created by a dresser for stones. Is the process generally involved in the several stages. First one is sizing, shaping, planning and finishing, and then polishing. These are the stages of dressing. First we make the proper size of a stone, then provide the shape of a stone, also the finish of a stone. Okay, then make a polish. Okay, here you can see that the different stone surfaces created by the dresser. We can say that in the stone surface is the finished by means of a chisel and parallel continuous marks, either horizontal, like this horizontal line, like a inclined line, or a vertical line. Okay, different texture created by. So this such type of textures created by such types of dressed tools. Okay, so dear friend, this was the dressing of stone topic and explanation. After the dressing of tools we will discuss about. So once here you can see that the different tools are looking for, which are used for dressing of stones. So dear, after dressing of stone we will discuss about uses of stone in what, as the stone are hard and durable and easily available, so that stones are used for various types of construction work. Stones are selected after looking the climate condition of the construction site. Okay, and serviceable stones are those which are not decomposed and after free from cracks and flaws. Okay, stones are used in construction for foundation, walls, columns, because of their strength. Okay, if we talk about the also we can also use in flooring, roofing and paving after for the decorative elements like sculptures and cladding. Also we can use in dams and bridge, creating retaining wall and servicing as aggregate in concrete. So dear friend, this was the stone topic which we covered in this session. After this session we will discuss different topics. So dear, thank you to all.